There we go. Once a nigga, always a nigga.
Yeah, a nigga with good dick.
Yeah, I wouldn't know nothing about that.
You could though.
Ryan, are you serious? I mean, we talked for hours last night. 2 hours before we even had sex. And you asked me every question imaginable. And I did not lie to you. Man, I don't lie. I got no reason to. I'm a grown ass man, you feel me?
I thought I told you not to come to Hayden's house when he's not home.
Even after all that crazy shit he pulled, Hayden is still clueless. Don't fucking touch me! Don't fucking touch me!
I like men.
Shit, there's a lot of men, huh?
What is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from ACONNECTIONTV here on YouTube, the one place on the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, I would love for you to follow me on all my social media. It's free to do. ACONNECTIONTV on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, actually. And also, I want to give a special shout out and thank you to any and everyone that has subscribed to WatchACTV.com. Go watch ACTV.com, baby. It is a miniature Netflix, the best way that I can explain it, where we and I and a bunch of local creative entrepreneurs and or producers, directors, writers, actors, and all of the above produce original content, scripted content, and we release it on a weekly basis. So it's like a miniature Netflix to us. The more subscribers that we're able to get to the platform, the bigger and better productions that we can actually afford to do. All right, so thank you guys so much for subscribing. In the last month, there's been a huge surge in subscribers, and I am going to appreciate all of my gay brothers that have decided to subscribe. And if there is a sprinkle of anyone else that has decided to subscribe and support, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But I've decided to market and cater to the majority base of people that watch my YouTube, which, if you can tell, the last month, there's been a surge of uploads about gay content and gay stuff. I.e., gay men, I have a question. You guys seem to like this series of vlog videos, which is great. You know, I'm 40 now, so I've gone through a lot. I've been doing this YouTube scene for over 15 years. So when you saw me in the very, very beginning, I was a little wet behind the ears, but now I'm a little dry back there, and because I'm a bit established and a bit more profound. So yeah, I have a lot to talk about. My perspective is different. So let's do a recap on last video. Last video, I asked the question, do strict tops exist? And let's see what you guys have to say. You guys gave me 97 likes on that video. So appreciate that, which means I can continue this series. If I get over 50 likes in a video, I continue the series of videos. So with the recap, let's see what you guys have to say. Charles Yah says, keep up with, I have a question. Masculine men that date masculine men get stuck by who's more masculine. Then again, there are masked men that have sex with women, then have to get bottomed by a man. Sexuality is a difficult subject for some people. Love from Orlando. Okay, interesting. Let's go to Anthony. In my opinion, it's a heteronormative toxic masculinity problem that may possibly be starting to get resolved, and that's the reason why we are losing what we would consider to be full tops, because people are allowed or are starting to be allowed to explore themselves outside of the rigid structures of what masculinity is and what a man is. I agree to that. I definitely agree to that. Let's look at R. Sanchez Houston says, I believe the old saying is every top is someone else's bottom. I can agree to that too. Let's see. Prince says, you are a mess, Wes. I'm enjoying this series immensely. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get a good one. Let's get a good one out there. Let's see. Ya says, it's a fact there are more bottoms than tops in the community. If a strict top exists, it's 1%. And most of them sharing the same situation, whether they know it or not. Most gay men have bottomed at least once, even if they say they prefer to top. They don't like the label and stigma of being called a bottom. Makes no sense, but it exists. Right. Which is, you know, so we agree. Why is this shirt is giving stretched out on one side and not? So we agree. Okay, cool. Now, gay men, I have a question. Is there a problem with interracial dating? Do you have a problem with interracial dating? Interracial dating is the topic of this video. So, I just got finished about a day or so ago watching a great series on Amazon Prime called Harlem. It's not about black gay men, it's about 4 black women, and one just so happens to be lesbian. And the particular character has a storyline where she has problems. They all have problems being in a relationship. Ooh, that's another topic. Why are you single? Ooh, that's another topic. If y'all want that to be the next Gay Men Have a Question video, why are you single? Hit a 1. Put a 1 in the comments on this video if you want me to talk about that. But anyways, this character in Harlem has a problem with dating, and because she carries a lot of baggage with her. She meets a woman that just so happens to be white. The main character is black. She meets a white woman in a club, and she's attracted to the white woman. She decides to take the white woman home, and they do. And then in the very next morning, the woman vacates the premises, and without a bye or see you later type of situation. Long story short, they decide to date each other because they're attracted to each other and they vibe with each other. But the black protagonist, the black lesbian character, starts to feel away because she runs a tech company that has created the #1 black LGBT app for finding love. And she feels like she's a hypocrite because where she's creating a space for black people to find black people, here she is as a black person dating outside of her race. So she begins to go through all of these emotions about it, and she ends up, well, I won't spoil it for you, but that's a problem for her in the show. So that's what I want to talk about. And then somebody else put it in the comments that they would like for me to, I think on the Facebook group, follow the Facebook group if you're not already. But anyways, I'm gonna try to cover this from a couple of perspectives, starting with the black perspective. Why? Because I am black. So I'm able to talk about the black experience within regards to interracial dating, okay? And then I'm gonna offer up a counter from the opposite side of things. At least I'm gonna try, because I'm not white, so I can't speak for white people. I'm not Puerto Rican, I'm black, so I can only speak from the black experience. But either way, the black experience is problematic on both ends. Like on one side I understand, but then on the other side we need to be a bit progressive, right? Because love is love, and I'm gonna start there. Love is love. You should be able to, I had to check the camera real quick. You should be able to love who you want to love and not give a dang about what anyone has to say in this world. That's people that are close to you or that are complete strangers, social media, work, whatever. You should, and I would give that power to myself and to you, to love whoever the heck you want to, because you only have one life to live. And why subject yourself to the scrutiny of society to determine or to dictate who you should love within the one life that you have to live, as we know the one life you have to live on this planet, right? So love who you want to love regardless. But we all live in this world, and so we have to deal with, or we don't have to, but we are subjected to dealing with the ramifications of going against the grain, okay? And we're subjected to ridicule and name calling and shunning and making fun of because we're going against the grain, right? It's like you go to a private school everybody's supposed to wear a uniform, and you decide to go against the grain and wear your casual wardrobe to represent your individual style, and now everyone's looking at you like you're crazy. That's what happens when a black person decides to date out of their race. That's exactly what happens. Why? Long story short, because of everything that black people have had to go through with regards, especially to white people, in this world. That's the short answer. Because there's so much hatred and damage done from the past, it has carried us through to the present. And a mass majority of us have made up our minds that if we do find love, we're not gonna give our love and our magic to any other race but black, and damn for sure not to white people. That's how mass majority feel, because of all of the black versus white that has gone on in our lifetimes, in our generations. That's the short end of the story, the short answer. But when do we come out of that? When are we going to come out of that? Is it ever going to happen? Probably not in our lifetimes. Probably not in our lifetimes. It's too much damage has been done, and it just sucks. Okay? Do I feel that if you're listening to this video and you're watching this video, do I feel like if you are black, that you are potentially missing out on a tremendous amount of love from other races because you decide to date your own race and that's it? Yes. I do believe that you are missing out on amazing love because you limit yourself. There are billions of people on this earth, and there's not just the one that will give you everything that you need in the romance department. There are thousands of the one, I believe. Some people believe that there's just the one, but there are thousands and thousands and thousands of the one that you could have a 90%, 85% or more connection with. You just haven't found them because you stay and live where you live. You haven't moved around the globe. You haven't traveled enough. You haven't allowed yourself to come out of your comfort zone and go to parties or go to social gatherings to meet any of these potential people. You're a hermit. So unfortunately, you have not met. Your probability is real low because you don't go out and you don't meet, and you just think that you're only able to deal with the people in the black community, and you only go to black settings, and you're only around black people, and so you limit yourself to the pool of love that's out there in the world by dating outside your race or going to all these other functions that are mixed, right? And have all these variations of people, a variety of people that could potentially bring love your direction, your way. That's your bad. That's your bad. I understand why we date within our race, and I understand why we don't want to go beyond that. To add on to that, it's not only the concept of black versus white, it's the concept of being understood as well. Me speaking from the black experience, it's the concept of being understood by the partner that you're in love with. Oftentimes when we are dating outside of our race and we move through life like everything is normal in our world, which it will never be in our lifetimes. Black people will never have a normal setting 100% of the time on this earth because we are black. So if we are dating someone that is not black, 9.9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, they will never understand our plight because they are not black. They can empathize with us, but that could be troubling to people that are black that date outside their race, especially dating a white person, if that person doesn't empathize enough to where we feel like they get it. Example, if we go to a restaurant and I'm there with my white partner and we have to, the reservations is busy and we have to wait. We have to wait. And we're waiting. We're told that the wait period is an hour, whatever. So we're waiting. We're talking. We're chopping it up. Two white people come in. They're a couple. You have a reservation? Oh no, we don't have a reservation, but we come here all the time, and we love this restaurant. Blah blah blah. Let me see if I can get you in. Boom, they get in. It happens again, and it happens again. Now, I'm not saying my partner shouldn't understand how that's a problem, but there are some people that wouldn't think that it's a race thing. I don't know how, but they wouldn't think that it's a race thing, and they will probably come up with another reasoning behind it, like, oh, well, maybe they know the person, or oh, well, maybe they whatever, you know, as opposed to feeling like it's the race thing. Now, some people may say, why do we always go to race? We're black. We have nothing else to go to, really. You know, but again, people won't understand that because they aren't. It's just something that's within us. We know what we're dealing with. As soon as we walk out the house, it's a problem for us. Automatically, it's a problem for us. Another example, we get pulled over by the cops. And I'm speaking from my experience on this example. Pulled over by the cops. I had an issue with my license. My license had got expired. What's the word I'm looking for? Rejected or revoked or whatever. Because I didn't do what I was supposed to do when I moved from New York to Florida. I didn't switch my tags over, all of that. I canceled my registration and I canceled my insurance in New York. Got Florida insurance. Well, Florida insurance was on New York tags. Didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I couldn't do that. And because I did that, when I canceled my insurance in New York flagged me, New York DMV flagged me, and then that created an expired license and expired tags, and so I'm driving around illegally, right? No call, no notification, no email. I'm supposed to automatically know this. But so says the DMV in New York, this is common, and it's understood that people don't really know this. Whatever, I get pulled over by the cops. I'm treated like I'm a thug. I'm treated like I'm trying to evade the law. I'm treated like all sorts of scum. It's me and another black person in the car, okay? I'm not rude to this cop. I'm asking this cop to explain to me why my stuff is not, what's going on with my stuff. He's acting like he can't. There's no way in the world. When you pull up my stuff, you know everything that's going on, but he's not trying to hear anything. All he's trying to let me know is that I'm breaking the law, and that's a problem. He's not trying to resolve nothing. He's not trying to do anything. I'm not drunk. I'm not incoherent or anything. Whatever. So he calls backup for little old me. 3 cop cars come on the highway because I have expired license and or tags. 3 cop cars. For me. Now here's the problem. Here's why you know a lot of black people feel the way that they do. Now, at the time I was living in Florida when this whole situation occurred, I was thrown in jail. I had to stay in jail for like 6 hours. I had to pay myself out because at the time I didn't know anybody with money that could bail me out. So I bailed myself out, which I'm glad I had the savings, because if I didn't, I would still be in there. And needless to say, I got everything resolved. But my roommate at the time was white. And my roommate at the time told me that he had the exact same thing happen to him. And the cop gave him a ticket. So, that's something that black people go through more than with what we would want to go through. Okay? It happens to us all the time, practically. Whereas white people, they're able to be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know, we'll give you a ticket. It's the world that we live in. So if I'm dating someone outside of my race, they need to understand that. They need to empathize with that, and they need to show, I get it. They just have to a lot of us. And I'll speak for me, in order for me to feel comfortable dating outside of my race, whoever I'm dating needs to know everything that black people go through. Period. And it does not need to be no. It's going to be however I feel it is. Because I'm the one black and I'm the one dealing with the problem. So that's a lot of things that's a part of the reasoning behind why black people don't like to date out of their race, or why it's shunned upon with other black people when you come around and you're dating outside of your race. I think a lot of what happens with that as well is like a lot of the black celebrities, black Hollywood folk, when they make it, the person that's on their arm is always white. 8 times out of 10 is always white. And us, the people that are like supporting them, or like, we're in the fan category, we're like, oh my God, yay, another black person made it. Yes, yes. Oh, he or she is with a white person, so that's why they made it. Or he or she can't find black love. Why can't they find black love? Can I find black love? It happens. You shouldn't think that way. And we shouldn't think that way, but that's how people think. To be honest, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I am one of the most open people that you will ever meet. I don't have a problem with interracial dating, but I've never dated a white person. I've never dated anybody outside of my race. I've attempted to, but for me, there's no connection. I've yet to find someone where there's a connection outside of my race. Can we talk about the Cosbys? You know what I'm saying? Can we talk about Low Down Dirty Shame? Can we talk about Bebe's Kids? Can we talk about Penny Candy? Can we talk about Quarter Ices? Can we talk about Kool-Aid with extra sugar? Can we talk about playing Burn? Can we talk about what can we relate to? What music do we connect with? What movies do we connect with? If I don't have all of those similarities with someone, then I'm thrown off already. And usually you have all of those connections and similarities with people within your culture, people within your race. And so, if we don't vibe already off the rip, it's really not going to be a connection. So the skin tone has no bearing on me dating someone. It's our connection and what do we have in common. And usually people have more stuff in common with people that are within their race and their culture. And it is what it is. If I found a white person that I had those similarities with, or whatever, I'll be like, okay, let's go. I'm attracted. You know who I'm really, really attracted to right now? Jack Harlow is fine as hell. He already raps, so I know he has a connection to the culture. I don't know what he's into, what he's not into in terms of like day-to-day life, but he's fine as hell to me. I can't think of anybody else that's like drop dead gorgeous that I would love to like whatever, but I have a fixation with Jack Harlow right now. So I think it's possible for me to date outside of my race, but we would need to have a lot in common. And Jack Harlow would need to understand the black plight in order for me to feel comfortable with dating them. And if you are someone out there that's not black, that's wanting to date black, I'm telling you right now, that is what you need to work on. You need to be empathetic to the black plight in this society, and that's just it. Also, you need to have something in common. Having a little rhythm helps too, Speaking for me, I can't speak for everybody else. But then again, throw all of that out the window, right? And there are those people out there that like to date out of their race to gain new experiences, literally. To gain new experiences. And those people exist, and that's a beautiful thing. I wish we were more like that. Be open to new experiences and new worlds, The East Coast is so different than the West Coast. You move out of the East Coast, go to the West Coast, find somebody new. North and South, extremely different. The people in the United States are so different than the people in Brazil. Who's to say your soulmate, one of your soulmates, aren't living in Brazil or Europe? You never know. So I am of the firm belief that you should not hold yourself hostage within your culture. If that's what you want to do, hey, that's what you want to do. But I feel like we can't be mad at other people that decide to date out of their race because it's their life and it's their love to have. I feel like if you are that person that's only tied to your own race, you're cheapening yourself out of the potential of finding multiple versions of real love. And that's just how I feel about it. So hopefully that answered why people have a problem with, specifically black people have a problem with dating out of their race. I think it's something that hopefully we're not going to get over it in this lifetime. We're just not. It's always going to be a problem, and mainly because of what black people have had to go through. Outside of what black people have had to go through, it's the empathy that comes from other races with regard to us, and whether or not we feel like we're being heard and or understood. And if we're not, then it's kind of like, why am I dating you? You know? So if you are outside of the black race and you're wondering why black people have a problem, those are a couple instances to where the reason for why black people have a problem. But anyways, let me know what you think about it. I think love is love, and you should find love any and everywhere that it's available for you to have. Period. I think that love doesn't have a look. Love doesn't have a place. Love doesn't have a time. Love doesn't have a destination. You can walk right outside and go to the mailbox, and the mailman come running down, and you fall in love with that mailman. That mailman can be any race, but there's a connection. There's something that sparks between y'all. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Go for it. Only one life to live, and I feel like you should not hold yourself hostage. Don't hold your heart hostage, okay? Fall in love. Fall in love with yourself first, and then that will in turn allow you to fall in love with someone else. I'm Wesley from ACONNECTIONTV. Please pound the like button. Let's get 50 likes. And let me know what my next subject should be for Game and I Have a Question. I love you so much. Deuces!
My soul.